So I'm back on here again to do another video about Ayanna Pressley. Now I think I say it in a way as if I've done several videos about her, but I think I've only done one video addressing her months ago, and I can't remember exactly when. I want to say it was pre-woo woo, or maybe it was at the beginning of it. I'm not entirely sure, but it was it was a picture I used of her when she had her complete milk dudded head all in the camera. Like she's making a statement. And mind you, Ayanna Pressley does not, as far as we know, have cancer. Because if she did, I wouldn't have been such a prude to talk about her little bill head. But anyway, I want to address this tweet that she put up here thinking that she was making some kind of a statement. So she tweeted, "Student debt cancellation is a racial justice issue." When I saw that, I said, is she kidding me? I mean, she actually believes that what she posted up to actually be true. That would be true if black people were the only ones accruing massive amounts of student loan debt. But that could not be further from the truth, because student loan debt sees no color. If there's anything colorblind, it is definitely student loan debt. If you apply to a college and you need to take out a loan, then you're going to get student loan debt no matter what your background or ethnicity or nationality is. You just get it. And they're going to make sure and want their money when you graduate, no matter how big or small the loan is. And student loan debt, to my knowledge, is the #1 form of debt in America right now. It has completely eclipsed credit card debt, because back in the day, credit card debt was the king of all debt that you did not want to get into. But for some reason, people just managed to get massive amount of credit card debt. I'm like, you just got a spending problem, basically, and you have bad credit. But student loan debt, as far as I know, is the largest form of debt, and it is the only form of debt that you cannot file bankruptcy on. Like, you have to pay it. That's why they say student loan debt is like one of the biggest traps of debt that you can ever get in America. Which is why a lot of people say if they go to college, they're going to get some kind of a scholarship, or they're going to get a grant of some kind. Or if they do get a loan, they're going to get one that is actually able to pay off well within maybe a year to 2 years. Because I know people who've graduated from college years ago and they're still paying on their debt. And some of it is not as high as one may think it is. See, when people think that, oh, they got all this debt and they've been paying it for like the last 10 years, people probably would think, oh, they got hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt. No, some of those people have less than 100,000. Some probably have about 50 or less in debt and still paying for it. Because, you know, with their job, they have other bills and everything that they have to pay for on top of their monthly payments for the debt. But that's neither here nor there. I just wanted to throw that out here. But back to this tweet right here. People went in on her. A lot of black people went in on her, and rightfully so. But you know who came to her defense? The sisterhood. Not all black women. Some black women has their head on their shoulders and was thinking logically when she made this ridiculous statement. But you had a lot of them in the sisterhood trying to say how much debt, how student debt cancellation is a racial justice issue. It is not. And let's be real here. The only reason she's saying that is because it was either Joe Biden or Kamala Harris. One of those two said something about student loan debt, and they probably threw the word black people in there. And then now she's putting it out there and say it's a racial justice issue. No, it is not. It's just an issue, period. No matter who gets it. And as a matter of fact, are black people even not in the top group of people to get the highest level of student loan debt? Someone please let me know that down in the comments. I don't want to throw that out there if it's not true. Because, you know, a lot of the people who I know who have a lot of debt are usually those who go to those Ivy League schools, or those PWIs, you know, those state schools that get a lot of funding. Those are the people who rack up in student loan debt. I've been hearing like student loan nightmares where you got hundreds of thousands of dollars that you have to pay back. And some people spend their entire lives paying that debt off. And some people, unfortunately, pass away before that debt is paid off. Remember what I said, that this debt can be filed under bankruptcy. So guess who's footing the bill when you die? Guess whoever the next of kin is, and they're going to have to take it. Oh, Navient and former Sally Mae and all those other student loan programs, they going to get their money one way or another, all the way down to the last red penny. But for Ayanna Pressley to make this into a racial thing, you can throw racial things into several categories, but this is a reach. And I'll be the first one to say it, especially when you look at the stuff on my channel. This is a huge reach for her to say something like that. Because in that case, if it's a racial issue, then they might as well just cut the several checks right now, and those who have student loan debt can just pay it off using that. I mean, why not? Because this tweet that she made makes absolutely no sense, but it makes sense to her and to those who actually follow her. Because there can be a lot of things that you can say could be seen as a racial issue in America. I'm actually looking at some tweets now. I see one right here. And shout out to Nick Oliver, because they follow me on Twitter. They said, not exactly being black and not bilingual in Spanish, which in Texas can bar you from a job, is a racial justice issue. Further, not all people go to college. Some are in skilled trades, construction, and mechanics, for example, which is saturated with Spanish speaking illegals, which is a fact. Yeah, it's getting to the point where now if you don't learn a certain language or know multiple languages and positions, you will not get hired. Let's see, it's another one says, wrong, students of all races have college debt, which we specified. And the fact that that's the thing makes her tweet even more ridiculous. Like, she makes it seem like student loan debt is only affecting black people when it clearly is not. It definitely isn't. Like, where has she been? And they said, even if most of those students in debt are black, how does that rid American society of racism? Someone else said it's not. Systemic racism against foundational black Americans is a racial justice issue, regardless for foundational black Americans is a racial justice issue. But of course, oh, they meant to say reparations. Okay. They put regardless. Reparations for foundational black Americans is a racial justice issue. But of course, you knew that. And of course, they said that with sarcasm. But the fact that she jumped out the window with that student debt cancellation is a racial justice issue. Ayanna, sit down somewhere. Isn't she part of that group, that Fab Four, or whoever those women call themselves, that little group? I don't know, but that was a dummy statement that she made right there. She probably felt like she was so intelligent and so smart when she said it. And she couldn't be any more wrong in her sentiment. She should have deleted this and thought of something else to say, because that was ridiculous. And like I said, it was definitely a reach. But y'all let me know what y'all think down in the comments. You know, I had to come back on here because I thought I was done, but something just clicked into my head. When it comes to student debt cancellation, I'm sure a lot of people will want their student loan debt to be canceled because it messes up your credit. Like, if you wanted to buy a house, maybe put a down payment on a car, or anything that requires your credit and it could possibly mess up, this could hinder you. So, Ayanna, I question this. Are you trying to say that black people have bad credit? Or are we the majority that have bad credit? Is that what you're trying to say? That's what, like, you gotta really question everything that in this tweet. It's a short tweet, but so much can be pulled from it. But now I'm done.